Yo, what's up, everyone? What's up? What's up? How's everyone doing? How's everyone doing? How's everyone doing? Did y'all miss me? Did everyone miss me? How's everyone doing today on this Friday? What's up, everyone? What's up? Welcome to our first episode of Slasher Fridays, everyone. Today's episode one of Slasher Fridays here on the channel. So if anyone's new here, please like and subscribe to the channel. My name is Frank. This is Hollywood Horror Film Club, and today is our new segment, Slasher Fridays, here on the channel. So like and subscribe if you're a horror fan and all that good stuff. Let's read some comments. Ghost Rider says, okay, I was about to read my friend's message out loud, bro. I was about to read my friend's message out loud. But yeah, let's read some comments, yo. Ghost Rider, Spirit of Vengeance says, yo, what's up, Ghost Rider? How you doing? How you doing, Ghost Rider? Glad to see you here on the channel. Clobnom says, what's up, cousin? What's up? How you doing, cousin? How you doing, cousin? Glad to see you here. Glad to see you here on the channel as well, bro. Please smash a thumbs up, guys. Everyone, let's keep smashing the thumbs up. Let's get it up to 20. How you doing, Clobnom? How's your Friday going? Apple Ricky says, what's up? How you doing, Apple? How you doing, Apple Ricky? How you doing? Glad to see you here on the channel. Another episode of horror. No, today's Slasher Fridays. Today's Slasher Fridays, episode 1. How you doing, Apple Ricky? How was your Friday? Let me know in the chat. Let's keep smashing the thumbs up. Ghost Rider says, where's Frank? I was taking care of something, guys. I was taking care of something right now. My dog pissed under the bed, and I had to freaking mop it. Every time when I'm gonna live stream, these guys always decide to go to the bathroom. They either poop or pee somewhere near me. So I had to clean that up real quick. Twisted Han says, "Damn, what's up, Twisted? How you doing? How you doing, Twisted Emo? Glad to see you here on the channel. Another episode of horror. No, today is Slasher Fridays. Today's Slasher Fridays episode 1. I keep forgetting, guys. I keep forgetting. Let me see. Cosplay Zano says, so what's up, everybody? And Frank, how you doing, Cosplay? How you doing? Glad to see you here as well, Cosplay. Another episode here on the channel. Today's our first episode of Slasher Fridays, bro. Please smash the thumbs up if you haven't yet, Cosplay. Cosplay says, just been analyzing Halloween game overview. It looks awesome. Yeah, we're going to talk about that right now. We're going to talk about that right now in a bit as well. Just want to say what's up to everyone and drop the link in my Instagram. Mr. Unknown says, what's up? How you doing, Mr. Unknown? How are you doing? If you're new here to the channel, welcome to Hollywood Horror Film Club. My name is Frank, and today is our first episode of Slasher Fridays here on the channel. Today is Slasher Fridays, so now I go live. I go live now on Wednesdays, Sundays, and Fridays, guys. So if you miss one stream, I'm always gonna be live either. I'm always gonna almost kind of every day now. Almost kind of. So MC Sunday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So yeah. You got three chances to catch my live streams if you miss one. So yeah, now we got three streams now here on the channel. Cosplay Zano says, what's up, everybody? And Frank, how you doing, Cosplay? Cosplay Zano says, of course we miss Frank. Hell yeah, I miss you guys too, bro. I was busy on Wednesday. I had to do some family stuff with my mom and my little sister and stuff, but we're back. Next week we're gonna be back every day. Well, not every day, but we're gonna be here streaming all the other days that we stream as well. Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday. Next week we're gonna have a full week starting this Sunday. Wednesday, Fridays. That's my schedule now here on the channel. Sundays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Casezano says, love the new hairstyle. About to get all the ladies. Nah, I don't know about that, but I'm doing my Billy Loomis hair again. My hair finally grew out enough, and plus I'm gonna be playing Billy in the fan film as well. So I gotta start fixing up my hair a bit. So yeah, bro, thank you so much, Cosplay. Appreciate that. Apple Ricky says, I've been watching Ted, the TV series, laughing so hard at it. Yeah, it's pretty funny. I've seen some clips. My little brother sometimes watches it. I think it's on Peacock, nah? Apple Ricky, is it on Peacock? Cloudnom says, I found an H40 first run, but I'm probably gonna refund it. Why? Why, Cloudnom? Why are you gonna refund it? Caleb Hall says, what up, homie? How you doing, Caleb? How you doing? Glad to see you here on the channel. Another episode. Actually, today is Slasher Fridays, our first episode of Slasher Fridays, Caleb. Anyone who hasn't smashed a thumbs up, please smash it, guys. Anyone who hasn't smashed a thumbs up, please smash it. Leroy Lorax says, what's up? What's up, Leroy? How you doing? How you doing, bro? Glad to see you here as well on our first episode of Slasher Fridays. Please smash a thumbs up, Leroy. Apple Ricky says, I'm releasing my song on here tomorrow at 3 p.m. Awesome. I'll check it out. I saw it on Instagram. I was going to share it on my story, but your account's private. Castellano says, my Friday pretty chill. Got some errands done around the house. Yesterday, I was watching A Nightmare on Elm Street. The first one is only scary, in my opinion. Yes, the first one is the scariest nightmare. The first Nightmare on Elm Street is the scariest one. After that, it became just straight up comedy. And yeah, man, got to hear you got some chores done, bro. Awesome. Awesome. Ghost Rider says, yo, show the knife. You don't need to make the video. You want me to show the knife already? Ghost Rider, you want me to show the knife? Yeah, I've been busy, dude. I've been busy, so I haven't had the chance to, like, make the video. All right, I'll see right now. I'll see right now, Ghost Rider. I'll see right now. Let me get to all these comments. Let me get through all these comments. I could show it here, too, as well. Just a quick little glance, you know? I will make a video of it, though. Cosplayzano says, always like your streams, boss. You making any new fan films soon? Yes, bro, I was filming for Halloween Ends this morning. Let me turn on the air, though, guys. Because it got pretty hot in here. Yeah, bro, Cosplayzano, yes. I was shooting for Halloween Ends, for our Halloween Ends fan film this morning. We're almost done with it. We just need 4 more scenes left. We just need 4 more scenes, and you guys are going to finally get to see our Halloween Ends fan film. It's going to be gory. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be fun. Wicked Milk says, what's up? What's up, Wicked Milk? How you doing? How you doing, Wicked Milk? Glad to see you here on the channel. On our first episode of Slasher Fridays here on the channel, bro. Our first episode of Slasher Fridays. Please smash your thumbs up, anyone who hasn't smashed it yet. Please smash your thumbs up, anyone who hasn't smashed it yet. Let's get it up to 16. Clownnom says, my cat pissed. Oh, damn. Clown, my cat pissed on a TOTS H4 mask, and I couldn't blame him because he probably didn't like the movie. Ha, that's funny. That's funny, but I love my H4 mask, man. I love Halloween 4. Wicked Milk says, Frank, don't forget to send me your email so I can send you the video. Yes, I will. I'll send it to you after the stream, Wicked Milk. Also, Wicked Milk, we're almost done shooting Halloween Ends. Wicked Milk, listen up. We're almost done shooting Halloween Ends. We have 4 scenes left. We should be done within the next 2. Yeah, within the next 2 to 3 weeks, we should be done already. I'm also going to start sending you clips so you can start cutting a trailer. Wicked Milk, so look out for that, all right? We're going to be done filming Halloween Ends within the next 2 to 3 weeks already. We only have 4 scenes left. I'm going to start sending you clips as well so you can start cutting a trailer together. Oh, man, and I already told you what I'm going to send you. For helping me out with this fan film. Cosplayzano says, since it's Slasher Friday, anyone want to watch slasher movies this week? Yeah, probably after the stream, I'm probably going to I was watching Scream 4. Like a little while ago, like in the morning, before I left to go film. And then I think Scream 3 was on when I came back from filming. So I'm probably going to throw on Scream 5 after. It's Slasher Friday, come on. And if I don't throw on Scream, I'll probably throw on Friday the 13th because it is Friday as well. Apple Ricky says, yeah, Peacock, yeah. I was strolling through Peacock earlier on my little sister's TV, and I saw that TV show on there, the Ted TV show. Twisted Han says, Trans World Halloween and attraction show this year, so cool. Poison props, killer props, Never Mortis, animatronics are so easily in the dark zone. Awesome, that sounds wicked, bro. Twisted Han says, if you don't know what I'm talking about, Transworld is the biggest Halloween convention ever, filled with a lot of companies that make awesome props, animatronics, masks, and other cool stuff. Yeah, that's cool, bro. Yeah, I didn't know Transworld was also like an animatronics company because Transworld is also a skateboarding magazine. Hey, Twisted. Transworld is also a skateboarding magazine. When you have the time, look up Transworld Skateboarding, and it's also a skateboarding magazine. So for a second, I was kind of confused right there because because the only Transworld I'm familiar with is Transworld Skateboarding magazine, you know? So for a second, I was like, wait, is Transworld doing like horror movie props or something now? But now that you mention it, now I get it though. But yeah, bro, that's cool, man. That's cool. That's cool. Awesome. I got to check them out as well. Cosplayzano says, no problem, Frank. Happy to see you doing your thing. Thank you so much, Cosplay. Apple Ricky says, have you seen Cabin Fever 2002? Yes, I saw that movie with my cousin. When I was like, I don't know, probably like in 5th grade, going to 6th or something. She was already like a senior in high school or something, or like a junior. And I was chilling at her house one day because I think my mom wasn't home, and they didn't want to leave me home alone. So and I'm telling you, my cousins were like '90s teens, bro. They watched all the horror movies, Scream. I know what you did last summer, and we happened to be watching, what is it, Cabin Fever at her house one day. The movie where they all get sick and stuff, you know. Yeah, yeah, I remember seeing that movie with my cousins. They were all girls, dude. They were all chicks in the '90s. They were all into the craft and all those movies. So I saw a lot of movies because of them. They used to watch Scream a lot as well. But yeah, I've seen Cabin Fever. It's pretty gory. It's pretty gory. I wouldn't mind making a proper sequel to that. I don't know if there was a sequel to it. I think there was, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. Correct me, but I think they did make a sequel, but it sucked. Caleb says, "I love slasher movies with a large body count." Me too. Me too. I love slasher movies with a large body count. Some good dialogue, some good suspense, and a lot of gore. A lot of gore. Twisted Han says, decided to rewatch some nice 80s slasher movies this week. That's awesome, bro. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Like I said, after the stream, I'm probably going to watch either Scream 5, because I was watching Scream 4 earlier, or I'll probably throw on Friday the 13th. Who knows yet? Cloud Nom says, the seller hasn't shifted, and it's been 4 days. Also, I'm a bit skeptical that the eye is slightly overcut. You could still fix it, dude. You could still fix it. You could get latex and just mold it on. You could get liquid latex and add it to the mask and just mold it on. Hey, Cloud Nom. Cloud Nom. Cloud Nom. Even if the eye is a little overcut, you could use liquid latex and add a chunk to it and let it dry, and it'll become part of the mask, and you could recut the eye and just paint over it, bro. You should do it, man. Cosmizano says Cabin Fever, cool, but if someone has a weak stomach, then that's not for you. Yeah, that is true. That movie is gory, especially that part where the chick gets her face eaten by that dog, and she's still alive, and her face is literally just a skeleton. Ghost Rider says, "Yeah, show it here. I'll show it right now. I'll show it right now, Ghost Rider. Let me just get to all the messages right here." Caleb says, "I get so many ideas for horror story in my head." Me too, bro. Me too. Like I said, I started writing a few original slasher movies as well that I'm working on, that I started on this week. Sparky Halloween says, "Well, hello. What's up, Sparky? How you doing? How you doing, Sparky? Glad to see you here. Please smash the thumbs up, Sparky. Please smash the thumbs up. Get us up to 16, please." Twisted On says, "Yes, can't wait for Reaper of Hadenfield. Bet it looks sick." Yes, bro. Reaper of Hadenfield, a Halloween Ends fan film. It takes place 2 years before Corey Cunningham's killing spree. It takes place in 2020, yeah, 2020, 2021, 2022, yeah. That's when Corey's killing spree happened in 2022. My story takes place in 2020. This was Halloween during the pandemic and stuff, you know? So Corey, well, not Corey, but my character, similar to Corey, is able to get away with a lot of crimes and stuff because this is Halloween 2020 during the pandemic, you know? So there wasn't a lot of cops out, a lot of people were laid off, you know? So you were able to, you were able to get away with a lot of stuff during that time because there was less law enforcement out. A lot of people were scared to catch the virus, you know? A lot of people were scared to go into really bummy, sewagey locations, you know. So yeah, it's gonna be, yeah, dude. This fan film, Reaper of Haddonfield, bro. It's like the look of it. Like to me, it looks like it's part of the Halloween Ends fan film. It looks like it's like a missing or like an untold part of Halloween Ends. I tried my best to shoot it, like with some of the similar angles and camera movements and color grading from Halloween Ends. You guys are gonna love it, dude. It's gory too. It is gory. It is gory, bro. It's gory. It's a lot of blood spitting, a lot of just a lot of blood, dude. A lot of blood, a lot of nasty, bummy, gross locations. You know, you guys are gonna love it. Reaper of Haddonfield. Wicked Milk says, "Oh hell yeah, man!" Then we also got Wicked Milk's awesome intro that he made, and some of the awesome music he made as well for it. Twisted Han says, "Bro, did you see my Michael Myers prop concept I did? The one where he's carving it? Yes, the jack-o'-lantern. Yes, probably my favorite concept I did. Yes, I did see that. I saw that, bro. I loved it. I loved it, man. That was an awesome drawing." Cosizano says, "Requiem for a Dream movie is no joke. You should see it, but if anyone's mentally compromised, don't watch it." Yeah, I've seen that movie. Hey, Cosmizano, I seen that movie. I saw that movie growing up, and like I think it came out, I don't know, maybe like in 2000. 1999 or 2000, around right there. I remember seeing that movie though at my cousin's house. I'm telling you, dude, my cousins were teens in the '90s, bro. They watched all this shit. Why do you think I'm the way I am? You know? But yeah, I seen that movie. I think it's like about drug addicts, if I remember correctly, right? I think Jared Leto's in it. A few other well-known named actors are in it as well. So yeah, yeah, it's like people. It's like a movie about people dealing with like trauma or like substance abuse and stuff like that, alcoholism, drugs. I think other adult stuff. I don't want to say here on the channel because yeah, it is a pretty adult movie though. The themes in it. It's a lot of adult mental like stuff, you know. Apariki says, "I'm proud of myself in the song." Yes, I heard it this morning, Apariki. I'm proud of you too. It sounds awesome. Casizano says, "What's your top three favorite slashers?" My top three favorite slashers are probably gonna be Ghostface, Michael Myers, and Jason Voorhees. Hey, Casizano, did you hear me? My top three favorite slashers. And it's always changing, but right now it's Ghostface, Michael Myers, and Jason Voorhees. Casizano says, "Mine is Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees, and Tall Man. He's so underrated." Yeah, yeah, he is underrated. He is underrated. We got two similar though ones, Jason and Michael. Except that mine wasn't Tall Man. Mine was Ghostface. Michael, Jason. Casizano says, "Do we consider Hellraiser a slasher or no?" Yeah, yeah, so like basically a slasher movie is just a movie where people get picked off one by one. You know what I mean? So like even if he's not like like your stereotypical like slasher with a knife like Michael or Jason, you know, like he's still a slasher because he still kills people one by one. You know? So yeah, it's like same thing with Freddy. You know, Hellraiser's on par with Freddy. Hellraiser and Freddy are like the same thing almost, you know? They're not your regulars. They're still slashers. They're still slashers, but they're not your average slasher, you know? They're more like supernatural slashers. Because even though like they're supernatural, they still kill the characters off one by one. There's still character development in the movies, you know, and then you know the characters get killed off by one or during some suspenseful dream, like a nightmare, or they get sucked into the cube thing in the realm of the Cenobites and stuff like that, you know. So yeah, so there, Hellraiser's still a slasher, but he's not your regular slasher, but he's still a slasher. Wicked Milk says, "Y'all seen the new Halloween game video that Elphonic released?" We're gonna talk about that right now. Wicked Milk, we're gonna talk about that right now. We're gonna talk about that right now. I did see it though. I saw it on Instagram like yesterday. Cloudnom says, "I'll probably touch it up, but it's not that bad." But he hasn't sent it in 4 days, so a bit worried. Yeah, man, you gotta get on it. Keep sending that dude messages or something, you know. Leroy Lorax retracted his message. Apariki says, "I'll lose my S if they're still making the Lost Boys remake." Oh, I know, right? That'll suck, right? Casadano says, "Love to see a sequel of your clown movie. Perhaps more of an origin, unless he's meant to be a mystery." Yeah, we do want to make a sequel to the clown. Hey, cosplay, we do want to make a sequel to the clown. I'm probably not gonna get to make that till next year though, because we're still finishing up Halloween Ends, and then we're gonna start getting prepped for my Scream 1996 fan film, and I'm also gonna be doing camera work and directing my friend's movie as well. I can't talk about the movie though because it's like it's his movie, you know. Until he gives me the green light to talk about it, we'll talk about it. But yeah, so yeah, I'm probably gonna have to I'm probably gonna have to hold off on the Clown 2 until next year because I got Scream '96 coming up, my fan film for Scream, and I also got my friend's original horror movie he wants to make. It's gonna be a Tubi movie, he says. Apparently, it's gonna be a Tubi movie. That's why I got that expensive camera. But yeah, bro. So yeah, the Clown 2 definitely, definitely. In the Clown 2, yeah. I think if we make a Clown 3, we'll start exploring his origin more. I think right now he's still gonna be more of a random kind of dude. Caleb says, "I really want to see that satanic slasher movie, Psycho Killer." I haven't seen it yet. I gotta watch it though, Caleb. I gotta watch it, bro. I haven't seen it yet. I haven't had time. I've been trying to finish up Halloween Ends. I've been practicing with my band because we got a show coming up next month. What else? I'm also getting prepped for another two movies I'm gonna do. So yeah, dude, I gotta find the time to sit and like actually maybe tomorrow that I actually don't do anything tomorrow. Tomorrow's Saturday. So yeah, maybe tomorrow in the morning, like when I wake up, after partying tonight, I'll probably gotta throw on a movie in the morning. Cause I also gotta make some YouTube videos, bros. I also gotta make some YouTube videos. I haven't made any long form videos in a bit. I also gotta make my my Scream 7 mask review, you know? So yeah. Cloudnom says, make a sequel to Ends where Michael Myers is alive and the Shredder guy was the homeless guy in Michael's clothes and Michael actually just changed and wasn't Michael. And that could work, bro. That could work. The good thing about My Halloween Ends fan film, it takes place 2 years before Michael gets shredded. So in my fan film, it is the real Michael, you know? Hey, Cloudnom, I think you're gonna love Reaper of Hadenfield, dude. I think you're gonna love Reaper of Hadenfield because it takes place 2 years before Michael gets shredded. So my Michael in my fan film is the real Michael. Apple Ricky says I don't like the Lost Boys sequel because they recasted David. Had no Kiefer Sutherland. Yeah, that sucks, right? That sucks. Hey guys, I'll be back. I'm gonna leave the link on my Instagram. I haven't done it yet. We're already like 25 minutes into the stream. I'll be back, everyone. Back, everyone. What's up? What's up? What's up? Is everyone still here with me? Caleb says the critics trash Psycho Killer, but I still want to see it. Who cares what the critics say, bro? Who cares what the critics say? I don't care what critics say, bro. I still watch movies just because they're movies. I like escaping reality sometimes, you know? That's why I like watching movies. I don't like watching movies just to criticize them, you know? There's no fun in that, you know? Like, come on. Come on. Wolf, what's up, Wolf? Hey, Frank, with the drip tonight. Yeah, man. I'm going to be going out to a party, to a nightclub later tonight with some friends, you know? So I had to do my Billy Loomis hair. I'm also going to be playing Billy Loomis in my Scream 96 fan film. So I got to start getting my hair used to getting combed like this again and letting it grow a bit more. So I look a bit more like Billy, you know? We also got some de-aging technology to make me look younger in the film. So yeah, it's gonna be awesome. Hey Wolf, what's up, man? Please smash the thumbs up. Yeah, Wolf. Wolf, please smash the thumbs up. Yeah, get us up to 16, please, Wolf. Thank you so much, Wolf. Thank you so much. Caleb says the sequel to American Psycho is trash. Yeah, I heard they're gonna make a remake supposedly, but I haven't heard anything about it in a while. But supposedly they were gonna make a remake with Austin Butler. But I don't really see Austin Butler playing like a bougie 80s yuppie like that, you know? I always seen him playing more rugged roles, you know, like in that Outlaws movie where he's like a biker or like Elvis, you know? I'm used to seeing him more in like more rugged roles. Coslizano says, not to say that Norman Bates isn't a bit rugged, even though he's clean shaven, he is he is rough around the edges. He's psychotic. Castellano says Requiem for a Dream. Yeah, it was heavy on drugs and etc. Yeah, it was a movie about like trauma and stuff. It was like a movie about trauma and all that stuff, you know? Yeah, it's not for everyone. Hey, Cosplay, yeah, you're right, bro. That movie is not for everyone, bro. That movie is not for everyone. You have to be like a certain age to understand that movie, you know? Because I saw that movie in 1999, bro. You know, so how old was I in '99? Like I don't know, like 8 years old, like 8 years old, 19. Yeah, I was like 8 years old, bro. So when I saw that movie, I wasn't freaking, doing drugs or drinking and stuff like that age. So I didn't get the premise of the film. I didn't get it until I was about like probably like 16, 17, 18. Right there is when I understood that movie. Twisted Han says, this year at Trans World at our Killer Props booth, there is a coffin standing, and I thought it was a coffin killer animatronic, aka Michael Myers in a coffin. But no, it's crazy eyeless girl with the knife. That's cool, bro. That's awesome. You should post a picture of that. I'm really curious to see what that looks like. It sounds cool. Let me see, what is it called? Coffin. What is it called? This is the coffin standing. Coffin killer. That sounds cool. Coffin killer. Caleb says, I wish they did a sequel to Mr. Brooks. That would be good, right? That would be good, Mr. Brooks. Mr. Brooks. A very gentlemanly killer, huh? Mr. Brooks. Oh, yeah, I don't know why they don't do it, right? The first one was like pretty damn good. Wolf says, I watched Sleepaway Camp again, and that ending, oh my god. Yeah, I haven't seen that movie in a while. But yeah, it's kind of similar to like Friday the 13th. Oh, there's another movie similar like to that too. It's called The Burning. It's kind of like those are all those like movies that came out after Friday the 13th, trying to copy Friday the 13th, the whole summer camp thing. But it's still good. I love that old school 80s vintage analog horror. Caleb says, I saw a really good B-rated slasher movie a long time ago called Sociopathia. It is like a female version of Maniac. Hey, that sounds cool. A gender bender, huh? You got a gender bender right there. Apple Ricky says, I swear to God, if the Lost Boy remake is still coming out, I'm gonna freak. I know, right? I haven't heard anything about it, though. I haven't heard anything about it, but who knows? Who knows? Leroy Lorax says, Billy Loomis. Yes, bro. I will be playing Billy in my Scream 96 fan film. I will be playing Billy in my Scream 96 fan film. Just letting my hair grow out a bit more, like about right here. So I can have the hair, you know, all on my eyes and stuff like that. I have the 90s clothes and all that stuff's gonna be badass, dude. Cloudnom says, I know Jamie Lee Curtis says that they made Michael into a hamburger helper and she's not doing another. They should keep her last appearance in Resurrection canon and, and and left that as her last. I know, right? She's all, I don't know, she was all talking smack about David Gordon Green a few like weeks ago or a few days ago, I think, saying that something about that she thought Halloween 2018 was like a standalone film and that she didn't know that they were going to make a trilogy, blah, blah, blah. And I don't know what else she was blabbering about. You know, I don't even care anymore. I don't even care, honestly. Adrian says, hello, brother. Big hug from Clipoletti. Hey, what's up, Adrian? How you doing? How you doing, Adrian? If you're new here to the channel, welcome to Hollywood Horror Film Club. Today is my first episode of Slasher Fridays here on the channel. If you're new here to the channel, Adrian, please like and subscribe to the channel. My name is Frank, and this is Hollywood Horror Film Club. Please smash a thumbs up, yeah, Adrian? Adrian, please smash a thumbs up, yeah? Please try to get us up to 17 so more people could join us here in the live. Please smash the thumbs up, Adrian. Please get us up to 17 so more people could join us here in the live. And let us know what your favorite scary movie is. Twisted Han says, you know, killers are a lot scarier if you keep their backstory a mystery. That is true. That is true. That is true. That's why I didn't reveal any backstory to the clown in the first movie. I just wanted to keep it just random, kind of like the first Halloween. In the first Friday, the 13th, you know, it seemed kind of random at first, you know. But at the end, though, in the first Friday, Mrs. Loomis had a motive, you know, unlike Michael who didn't. Yeah, but yeah, I'm debating though. I kind of want to see what Damien Leone does with Terrifier 4 and how he goes about it, you know. And I'll try to do something maybe similar or inspired, you know. But yeah. So far though, there is no origin story to the clown. All we know is that he was already a serial killer named Tyler Eden. That's it. But we don't know what caused that. We don't know who made him like that, you know? So, yeah. Leroy Lorax says, I just posted my little brother's Lego recreation of my of the Dead Island 2 trailer. That's cool. I just posted our little brother's Lego. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll check it out, bro. I'll check it out later. I'll check it out later once the live stream is over. Wolf says, Caleb, I never heard of a Sociopathia. Gonna add it to my list now. Yeah, me too, bro. I gotta check it out, especially since it sounds like a female version of a Maniac. Castellano says, love to see a Freddy Krueger versus Pinhead movie with the dialogue alone would be incredible, but Pinhead would wreck a shop with his Cenobites. Yep, he's got a big crew. Pinhead's got a big reckless crew, right? Cloudnow says, I find it hard to believe a whole studio agreed to have Michael die like that. Yeah, that's wild, right? That's wild, right? That is so wild. That is, they probably couldn't think of anything else, bro. Cloudnow, I'll be honest. I could think of a bunch of other things, you know, but they probably couldn't think of anything else, which is crazy, you know, which is crazy. It just shows you just like how different minds work, you know. But to me, that is crazy. Yeah, that is crazy though. It's just nuts. Like, it's nuts to me that here on YouTube you have fan films that are made by amateur filmmakers like me that are able to come up with better stories and better like outcomes for these films than the actual like professional studios that produce these films. That is crazy. Yeah, dude, that's crazy. Yeah, that is just wild, right? Like, yeah, let's just let's just butcher Michael into a million pieces, and make sure he can't come back from that. Wild, wild, wild. Aporeki said, have you seen the Jeffrey Dahmer show and how crazy it is? Never seen it. Yes, I've seen Dahmer, Aporeki. I've seen Dahmer, the Netflix series. I liked it. I think it's pretty good. I've seen most of Wolf's. Actually, yeah, I've seen all the monster seasons from Netflix with the real serial killers. They have the Menendez brothers. They have Edgin. They have Dahmer. Next one coming up is Lizzie Borden. I hope to make a Richard Ramirez one. I hope they make a Richard Ramirez one. Castellano says, Clown, I agree. It was too easy. Clown now says, yeah, you even got a Mickey shirt for Scream 2. A Mickey shirt. Yeah, right? Mickey. Mickey Altieri. He was a cool killer as well. Mickey, he was the only one that wasn't like a mama's boy and stuff like Billy and Stu. Twisted Hans, this year Twisted Hans says this year Killer Probs have a stuff like a monster in the corner with a kid's legs hanging out of his mouth while kicking a kid hanging one by his while kicking a kid hanging by one of his intestines and a monster holding a headless kid. That's crazy and brutal, bro. That's crazy and brutal. Castellano says potential one one versus one slasher films could work. Freddy versus Pinhead, Jason versus Michael Myers, Ghostface versus Fisherman, Chucky versus Pinocchio. Yeah, that sounds pretty cool, bro. That sounds pretty cool. I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind that at all. Twisted Han says, I'm almost done drawing one of my concepts and Sparky's concepts and wait. One of Sparky's concepts. In a little bit, I'll draw another one, which is deeper. Beast impaling a hunter with its antlers. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. Which is a deer beast. That's crazy. A deer beast. Wolf says, I love The Burning, the first ever Weinstein movie production. Yeah, that is a Weinstein movie, right? It is. It's like Friday the 13th. Caleb says, there's going to be a sequel to Lights Out. Damn, that's cool. I didn't know that. That's news to me. That's news to me. That dope horror guy says, "What's up? What's up, that dope horror guy? How you doing? How you doing? If you're new here to the channel, welcome to Hollywood Horror Film Club. My name is Frank. Today is our first episode of Slasher Fridays. That dope horror guy, please smash the thumbs up. The dope horror guy, please smash the thumbs up. Get us up to 19. Please, the dope horror guy, please smash the thumbs up. Get us up to 19. Please, so more people could join us here on the live. Please, the dope horror guy, please smash the thumbs up and get us up to 19 so more people could join us here on the live. And let us know what your favorite scary movie is, the dope horror guy. Casey Chiefs Production says, what's up, bro? What you been up to, film-wise? And what's up? How you doing, Casey Chiefs Productions? How you doing? Glad to see you here on the channel. Another episode, well, our first episode here of Slasher Fridays. Yeah, bro, nothing much, man. We were just shooting for Halloween Ends this morning. We were shooting for Halloween Ends this morning. I'm making a Halloween Ends fan film, and I was shooting a scene this morning. That's what we're working on right now. Casey Cheese Productions. That's what we're working on right now. We're working on our final four scenes already for our Halloween Ends fan film. It's almost done. It's almost done. It's almost done. We only have 4 scenes left. We only have 4 scenes left, and then after that, we're gonna start getting prep for our Scream '96 fan film. So that's what I've been up to, film-wise right now. Casey Chiefs. Hey, Casey Chiefs, can you please smash the thumbs up? Casey Chiefs, can you please smash the thumbs up? Get us up to 20, please. Please get us up to 20, Casey Chiefs, so more people could join us here on the live stream. Please, Casey Chiefs. And what have you been up to film-wise, Casey Chiefs Productions? Wolf says, have you ever seen the New York Ripper? What I mean, a spirited movie. I felt like I'd take a shower after watching it. Nah, I haven't seen it, bro. I haven't seen it. It sounds like an older movie, though. Wolf, how old is that movie? I've not seen it yet. I have not seen it yet, but how old is that movie? Is it from the 70s, 80s, 90s? Clubnum says, and that's wait. And that's probably why she made them kill Michael, is because she didn't want to make anymore. That is true. That is true. That makes sense, Cloud. That makes sense. That makes sense why they took off. Why they killed off Michael and Ends, right? Because supposedly Jamie was done, supposedly. But then there was rumors, like a few months back, saying that she was actually down to come out in another one for some reason. But yeah, it makes sense though. Caleb says, I look forward to Wolf Creek 3. Oh yeah, there is going to be a third season, I think, right? I think it's a TV show, right? Wolf Creek or a movie? No, I think it's a movie. Wolf Creek. I forgot, guys. Is it a movie or a TV show? I forgot. Ghost Rider says, I'm going to be heading off to practice, uh, so don't worry about the knife for now. Oh, my bad, Ghost Rider. My bad, bro. My bad. I didn't show it, brother. My bad, bro. I got caught up with all the messages. I have so many comments here in the chat, and I like getting back to everyone's comments. My bad, Ghost Rider. But I'm gonna try my best to actually have that video this Myers Monday. I'm gonna try my best because I actually want to do a review for my mask as well. So maybe I'll do a double feature. Take care, Ghost Rider. Take care. I'll see you on Sunday if you pop up. Enjoy your weekend. Apple Ricky says, I hope it never remake Stand By Me. I hope they never remake that as well. I hope they never remake that as well. Castellano says, did you know there's a Boogeyman compilation of all the slashers that show their kill counts and other facts and iconic moments in all the slasher movies? No, I didn't know that, bro. I didn't know that. I didn't know that, man. I didn't know that. Castellano says, Stand By Me. Castellano says, I hope they'll never remake Cujo, timeless classic. Supposedly, Netflix wanted to do a remake of Cujo or something a few months back. There was news on that. And yeah, Castellano, Stand By Me. It's another one of those 80s movies with a group of kids wandering around getting into trouble, It stars River Phoenix, Corey Feldman. Rest in peace, River Phoenix, and Corey Feldman kind of went crazy. And the other actors I kind of forgot because they didn't really do anything after. Caleb Hall says Halloween Ends sucks. I like Halloween Ends. I don't mind it, but everyone's entitled to their own opinion. I think Halloween Ends is a fun movie still. That's why I'm making a Halloween Ends fan film. Aporeki says Chucky versus Michael would be pointless. Michael's winning that for real. For real, Aporeki. Castellano says, imagine Fisherman and Ghostface teaming up against legacy characters from Scream. And I know what you did last summer. If directors were smart, they'll do that to draw more people and money. Yep, that is true. But the reason they don't do that is because they don't want to split the money. They don't want to split the revenue. Twisted Hans says, fun fact, Adam Johnson owned a company called Poison Props and made high-quality props for 13 years until selling it to another company called Fright Props. That's cool. I didn't know that. That's awesome, bro. I felt like I should know that, but I didn't. Twisted Hans says, now in 2024, Adam Johnson owns another company called Killer Props. Awesome. Hell yeah. Casey Chief says, sounds awesome. Bro, looking forward to see the fan film. Yeah, bro. I hope you like it, man. I hope you like it, Casey Chiefs. I hope you like it. We have more fan films here on the channel if you want to check them out later on after the stream. We got what? We got like 2 Scream fan films, but only one of them did good. The Ghostface. My Scream 4 fan film didn't do so good. We also got the Boogeyman, a Halloween fan film. That was our first actual fan film here on the channel, I think. There was also what else? There's also we got a Friday the 13th fan film. We got an original movie called The Clown. We got a few fan films on the channel, bro. We got a few fan films, and we also got Halloween Ends coming up. That's gonna be coming up soon, in a few months already. Castellano says, what's everyone's first slasher movie that you watched that made you love horror? Halloween for me. Yeah, for me it was Halloween '78. Castellano, for me it was Halloween '78. That was the first slasher movie I saw. My uncle rented it one day in the '90s. He just came back with that film, and I watched it and I was hooked ever since. And then like about 95, I think I first saw Halloween '78 like around 95ish, and then I saw Scream, the first Scream, about like a little over a year after that. So yeah. So I've been watching these movies since I was a kid because so I've watched Halloween '78 like 95ish. Scream, the first Scream came out like December '96. So I watched the first Scream like around early '97-ish or like the spring '97. So yeah, yeah. I've been watching these movies since I was a kid, yo. Since I was a kid. Since I was a kid. Since I was a kid. Yeah, they rented it once it was out on VHS and stuff, and I watched it at my friend's house. Klobnov says they should have got rid of Laurie and kept Michael's storyline going. That could have worked too as well, right? That could have worked too as well. But you know, because of like feminism and stuff, they have to give the final girl like a happy ending, you know, and stuff like that. And they gotta make the guy, they gotta kill the guy, the mean bad guy, you know. Tristan Hahn says another concept I have too is a giant crow, beast ripping off a scarecrow's head because scarecrows scare birds and stuff. So the crow beast got tired of scarecrows. Laugh out loud. That's pretty funny. That's really funny. Ghost Rider says I'm only going to be gone for an hour, so I'll be back. All right, bro. Take care, mate. Take care. Twisted Hunt says, to be honest, I might have school off on Monday. Yeah, I think there's no school. My little sister didn't go to school today. I don't think there's school on Monday. So it on says 2 more years and I'm officially done with high school. It's so tiring. Yes, I used to hate high school. I used to hate having to wake up in the morning, especially, and be there super early in a room when it's cold and cloudy with a bunch of people that don't even want to be there. It sucks. I hated that. I dropped out. Honestly, I dropped out. I just needed I think math. I think math was the only class I needed to graduate, but I sucked so bad at math. I was just over it, bro. I was just over it. I just sucked. And it's crazy because now that I'm not in high school no more, math and counting and all that stuff is really simple now. But when I was in high school, like I couldn't do it because I felt so pressured by my teachers and by like the school to pass all the classes, you know? So I just had a hard time with math, you know? Every other class like history, English, writing, all that stuff was easy, you know. Science was cool too. History was cool as well, you know, because I'm into music and punk rock stuff, you know. So a lot of punk rock stuff has to do with history. Right, you obviously know I love writing because I love writing films, you know, as well. But math, PE was cool too because I've always been into like sports, kind of, you know, like skateboarding and stuff. So I've always been an active guy. But math, I hated math in high school. Me and math just didn't get along, dude. Me and math just couldn't see eye to eye. Bro, I would get called to the board to do a problem, and I would just freeze because like I would just suck at math. Yeah, but now it's weird. It's weird now that I'm an adult though. Like now it's so simple to count, add, subtract, you know, divide, multiply. But when I was like in school, I felt pressured by my teachers and the school like just to be good at math. So I sucked at it, you know. But yeah, my bad on that rant about math. It's because Twisted Haunts right here reminded me of high school. Cloud now says Halloween ends ruin the franchise. yeah. I can see why some people believe that. Cloudnum, I agree. I can see why some people believe that. To me, I think it's a fun movie still to watch. It's got like this old school '80s kind of like vintage vibe to it. But yeah, I can see why people think that. The way they went about getting rid of Michael was probably what makes people like feel that way. You know, I think if Michael would have like died in a more subtle way, like he always does, you know, he gets shot off the balcony and then you look down and he's gone, or a fire, but he somehow escapes, you know, like or like in Halloween 4, you know, when he gets shot down the mine, you know, they could have gone about it more subtle ways where more people would have like at least not have hated the movie so much, but they went about it in a way where they literally destroyed Michael's physical body, and Michael Myers has always been known to be like somewhat of half man, half human, and he's not able to come back from that so easily like Jason is, you know? So I think that's why people have a hard time with Halloween Ends, is because they actually got rid of Michael's actual physical body, you know, this time around, you know? And that doesn't really work for Michael because Jason is already known to be a dead zombie, you know, that could come back from stuff like that. But Michael is, especially in the new Halloween trilogy, they were pushing him off as a mortal man, as a mortal that somehow had superpowers or something like that, you know. So then when you go to Halloween Ends and they end up turning him into a freaking ground beef, that's where a lot of people had a problem with it. My little brother My little brother doesn't like that part about Halloween Ends. He doesn't like that they shredded Michael down like that. That they actually got rid of his physical body. So yeah, Cloudnum, I agree, bro. I agree. I agree. I can see why some people don't like it. Twisted says, I thought Halloween Ends was great. I thought it was a fun movie. I thought it was a fun movie. I thought it was gory. I thought Michael looked cool, but there was some there was some there was some there was some directions, like I said earlier, that they took that I could understand why some people are dissatisfied with Halloween Ends. And I think it has to do mainly with how Michael got killed. I don't even think people cared so much about Corey. Honestly. I don't even think people cared so much about Corey and Michael teaming up. I like that. I thought that was actually kind of cool. I think people were more mad with the way Michael died. That's what I think pissed more people off, was that they actually destroyed Michael's physical body. Cosplay says, I think I know your answer to this, but who's winning, Fisherman or Ghostface? Cosplay Zano. So here's the thing. So here's the thing about Fisherman and Ghostface. When Ghostface is in the full costume, in a way he's kind of supernatural, even though they don't say it. And Fisherman as well. Fisherman as well. So they're both kind of supernatural. The real question is, Cosplay is, who would win when they're out of costume? Because when they're out of costume, that's when Ghostface or Fisherman become regular people again, and that's when you're able to defeat them. Do you know what I'm saying, Cosplay? So if the fight is gonna be between Fisherman and Ghostface in costume, I think it'll be a tie because they're both kind of supernatural, even though they don't want to say they are. But if they're not wearing the costume anymore, then I would probably maybe go with maybe the person that is Ghostface under the costume. Klobnow says, maybe if it was another franchise, but that's not how Michael acts. Yeah, that's not how Michael gets killed. Ricky says, Teddy was hilarious and Stand By Me. Yeah, he was. Kazazano says, Ghost Rider could really work as a slasher horror movie. In my opinion, what's a movie that you could see being turned into a slasher? What's a movie that I could see being turned into a slasher? Let me see. I think Darth Vader. I think Darth Vader. I think there could be like a dark standalone Star Wars story film about Darth Vader in his early days being Darth Vader. And I think Darth Vader could be a good slasher because if you watch Rogue One, that scene, that scene at the end of Rogue One, a Star Wars story, where Vader turns on his saber and starts killing all the rebels, that was some horror stuff right there. That was some horror movie stuff. Imagine more scenes like that in a standalone Star Wars story movie with Darth Vader in his early days being Darth Vader going out and hunting down Jedi, you know? Imagine that. You could have scenes in like dark pathways, you know, that are dimly lit with Vader and his red saber in the dark, just like popping up out of nowhere with some jump scares. Darth Vader, definitely. Darth Vader. Cosplay Zano, I could see Darth Vader being turned into like a slasher kind of. Wolf says, I think the New York Ripper came out in 1982. It screams 80s. The music, the grungy atmosphere, the extreme grindhouse violence, and corny acting, everything very controversial when it came out. Awesome. I got to check it out. I got to check it out, bro. What's it called? The New York Ripper, right? The New York Ripper. Cosizano says, first Halloween I saw, Halloween 4 at the age of 7. Awesome, bro. Awesome. Yeah, we saw him pretty much about almost the same age. I was around like, I was like around 5 though, or like 5 or 6 when I started seeing all these horror movies. Cosizano says, miss those days when VHS horror, La Family, we need a time machine. Now, bro, I'm gonna start producing all that again. I'm gonna start producing all that cheap, schlock, low budget, straight to video horror movies that'll one day be horror franchises when I'm dead. Wolf says the killer quacks like a duck, and it actually inspired Puppet Combo to create Night Ripper, where the killer wears a duck mask and quacks like one as he chases you with a switchblade. That's awesome. That's awesome. Caleb says the horror movie called Clown is good. The one about a possessed clown costume and turns a man into a child eater demon. Yes, I seen that movie. I seen that movie. It was free on Tubi. Yeah, it's pretty good. That's another one of the movies that inspired my original clown movie. Wolf says, Clown is so underrated. It is. Wolf says the kids aren't safe in that movie. Yep. He kills kids. He eats them, huh? Aparegi says, my personality is like Richie from It, Teddy from Stand By Me, Marco from Lost Boys, and Stu from Scream. My personality is basically probably Billy Loomis from Scream and River Phoenix's character from Stand By Me. Just straight bad boy. Just straight old school 70s, 80s, 50s, 90s bad boy. Twisted Han says, math is the only thing I actually ever do. And get caught up with. History is cool, I guess. Science is alright. English is easy. Gym is fun. Music is okay, but art class is so boring. I hate art class. Yeah, for some reason, the art they teach in school is just not as amusing as the art we create ourselves out of school, right? Hey, I agree. I agree. Twist. I remember having art class as well in high school, and I remember, yeah, it was cool painting and sketching, but it's not like the art we create out here. The art we create out here on YouTube, or just out of school, it's more feral. It's more raw. You know what I mean? Because I remember having an art project in art class in senior year, and the teacher, it was some old white fat lady, and she told us, oh, you have to just draw me something for your senior project of whatever, how you feel inside or whatever. And I drew a fetus. I drew a fetus in the womb, and I don't know why she got offended. She got mad. She got mad at me for painting a fetus. And I was like, dude, you told me to paint however I felt, and that's how I feel in this class, like I'm trapped, like a fetus trapped in a stomach. And she got offended because I freaking painted a fetus. And that's when I realized, I was like, dude, the art the art classes in school are so neutered and watered down and regulated that they don't even really let you express yourself how you want to express yourself. Dude, I got in trouble for a fetus, and that's when I realized, bro, the art we create out of school is way more better than the art that's created in a controlled institution like a college or a school, because there's certain philosophies and ideas that they don't want you to spread on campus. Rick and Milk says peer pressure. I'm far too sensitive. Yep. Stu Marker. Scream 1996. Talk Please Auto says I went on Job Corp and I have my own horror situation. I went to Job Corp and I have my own horror situation. That's crazy cosplay. What? Wolf says I don't know if you ever read the Punisher Max series, but Frank Castle is portrayed as a slasher villain for the mafia. Yes, yes. Frank Castle, we have the same name. Yeah, the Punisher as well could be a slasher series. Hey guys, give me a second. I'll be back. All right. Hold on. All right, I'm back, guys. I'm back. I'm back. Look, I got pretty hungry. Check this out. Look what I got. I got kind of hungry, so I got some. These are the best gummy bears. Hey, what kind of gummy bears do you guys like? What kind of gummy bears? Let me know in the chat. Caleb says, I miss the old times when they had stores to buy DVDs and CDs. Yes, me too. Me too. I used to go to Tower Records at the mall, Target, Best Buy, Circuit City, Radio Shack. There used to be mom and pop video stores, Blockbuster, Hollywood Video. Bro, I just miss walking into a video store and just seeing tapes and stuff, bro. I miss the 90s when I would go grocery shopping with my moms and I would wait for her at the video store. And if I wasn't looking at the tapes, I was right there at the little arcade section in the video store playing video games. Bro, we had such a culture back in the 80s, 90s that We lost because of like the internet. But if we didn't have the internet, we all wouldn't be here chilling on this live stream, you know? So it's like you lose some things, but you gain some things. Calvisano says, back when I was in Job Corp. Oh wait, let me chew this. Hold on, give me a second, guys. All right, cool. Calvisano says, back when I was in Job Corp, I had a KP, aka Kitchen Patrol. I had to take garbage out to the dumpster, and when I had to go to it, I saw a bear cub inside. Always told if there was a cub around, the mother is. Damn, bro, that's crazy. That's crazy. The bear cub crawled inside looking for food, while the mother probably looked around somewhere else. So basically, yeah, dude, they're smart though. Check it out, Casrizano. They're smart though because she let the bear cub crawl into the dumpster, so she's able to go somewhere else by herself to look for food while the cub's still in the dumpster and he's safe. Bears are smart, dude. Bears are smart. Bears are really smart. She left the bear cub in the dumpster while she also went to go look for food as well. So the bear cub could be safe. So she won't just leave him vulnerable. That's badass, bro. That's crazy. I'm glad you're safe though, because bears are crazy, bro. Bears are crazy. I remember seeing a video on Faces of Death back in the day where some guy gets his whole face ripped off by a bear, dude, and their claws are like this, bro. A bear claw is like two of my hands is one of theirs. See this? Two of my hands is one bear claw. So imagine, look at that. Imagine a bear claw on your face. Two of my hands is one bear claw. So yeah, dude. Twisted Han says, but they only like Michael, just for being iconic, but they think he's just not scary. Dude, those kids, that's because those kids didn't grow up in like the early days of VHS, and well, not early days of VHS, but the days of VHS and stuff like that, where Michael's mask and like in the grainy shots back in those days, it used to look scarier than it does in the HD shots now. Michael will always be scary, bro. Imagine you are walking down a freaking alley in a suburban neighborhood, and you just see at the end of the freaking alley someone in a Shatner mask just standing there looking at you. That's just creepy. That's just creepy. It's because those kids, dude, those kids don't know what scary is, bro. Those kids don't know what they're talking about. Cazizano says nearby, so I quickly ran off. My heart was pounding, thinking of the worst outcome, scariest day of my life. Yeah, bro, that's crazy. That's crazy. I remember one time I was coming back from a nightclub, and this is when I started to take the bus back home, like around like 3, 4 in the morning, and I was in my neighborhood already. I was like maybe like a block from my house, and a freaking pit bull started barking at me and it launched at me, dude. But luckily, I jumped on top of the roof of a car, and the pit bull was right there trying, like it was like circling the car, trying to jump on top of it. And I don't know what the hell I did, but I took off one of my shoes and I just threw it at it hard in the face, and it ran off. That was crazy though. Wicked Milk says Jurassic Park could go full on slasher too. Yes, yes, yes. If I was ever to direct the Jurassic Park movie, I would definitely make it a bit darker. I will, like we already got all the kid friendly Jurassic Park movies, Jurassic World, Jurassic Dominion, Jurassic what is it? Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, Jurassic World that new one with Scarlet. Um, so yeah, I think it's time for some more darker stories with Jurassic Park. Like how about a story maybe when they're making the park, and how they got the dinosaurs to Isla Nublar, and you can make the story a bit darker. Maybe have some because remember in the original book of Jurassic Park, there was like more than those three raptors on the island. There was like a whole like not colony, but like there was a whole what is it? There was a pride. There was a pride of raptors. So that means like it's like a community of raptors basically. Pride of raptors. And the big one, the main raptor, killed all of them All of them but two of them. That's why you only have the three raptors in the first Jurassic Park, because the big one killed all of them but two. So they could make a darker story involving the raptors, and how they got the raptors to East, and not just the raptors, but the T-Rex as well, and have a storyline where the raptors escape, and are causing havoc around the island. Show the raptors killing the big one killing the other raptors and establishing dominance over the pride. It could work. It could work. The Lost World Jurassic Park. I thought the Lost World Jurassic Park was a bit darker than the first Jurassic Park. I think the Lost World was a bit more slasher-esque as well, because the group of people had to stick together, and then they're getting hunted by the T-Rex and the raptors simultaneously. Everyone's getting picked off one by one like a slasher movie. So I thought the Lost World was more a slasher-esque as well. Jurassic Park 3, there was a smaller group of people. Um, yeah, I think Jurassic Park 3, less people got picked off one by one. So that would make the first Jurassic Park 93 and the Lost World the more slasher ones. But yeah, you're totally right. You're totally right, Wicked Milk. Cloudnom says Billy Loomis has a better chance of survival than Halloween Ends Myers. Yeah, he does, right? He does, even though he got shot in the head as well, right? People have survived getting shot in the head, bro. You're right, Cloudnom. You're right. You're right. Carlos Paisano says Darth Vader is a good shout out. Yeah, dude, Darth Vader's badass. I love Darth Vader. I love him. Wolf says, Red Gummy Bear. Red Gummy Bear, guys. Red Gummy Bear. Yeah, so Cosplay says Darth Vader's a good shout out. Wolf says, shout out to you for mentioning Darth Vader in Rogue One. That scene was badass and terrifying. Yes, I love Rogue One. That was a badass movie. That was a badass movie. I think I saw it like 2 or 3 times in the theater. Yeah, just because of that scene alone. Just because of that scene. It was so slashery. He was just there standing like a monk. Bro, that scene was brutal. That scene was brutal. He was even doing the moves that Hayden Christensen did in the prequels, where he would spin the lightsaber and then cut them. Twisted Han says, Michael Myers. Michael is pretty scary. He isn't an invincible man who punches someone into a tree, unlike Jason, who is an unrealistic slasher. Plus, Jason wouldn't exist if Halloween was never made. Yeah, that is true. That is true. That is true. But I love Jason as well, though, Twisted Hans. I love Jason as well for his own reasons. The first Friday the 13th was realistic. The first Friday, I think the first three ones were the most realistic Friday the 13th movies. Hey, Twisted Hans. I think the first three Fridays, Friday Part 1, Part 2, Part 3, and no, and Part 4. I think the first four ones. I think the first four ones are the most realistic ones. Twisted Hans. I love Jason. I love Jason as well. But I think the first 1, 2, 3. Yeah, the first four. The first four are the most realistic ones. After Jason officially dies, that's when they become really unrealistic, because it all has to do with like resurrection and stuff like that. Which I'm not saying is real, but it hasn't been proven. Jamie Little Lloyd. Frank, did I hear Stand By Me? Yes. Yes, Lynn, you did. You did hear Stand By Me. Jamie Little Lloyd, you did hear Stand By Me. We were talking about Stand By Me. Sparky says, I'm back. I'm back. What's up, Sparky? How you doing? Glad to see you back. Wolf says, your fetus story cracked me up. Yeah, bro. This teacher, I think her name was Miss Byerly. She was some fat old white lady with gray hair and glasses. Her name was Miss Byerly, and she got mad just because I freaking painted a fetus, bro. That's ridiculous, right? Literally a baby that you can't even see any like body parts on it yet for him, A fetus, literally like a tadpole. Literally a human tadpole, bro. She got mad because of that. She's like, oh, you have to redo the assignment. She's like, I was like, nah, I'm not gonna redo it. I just took the F. I took the F because I worked hard on that painting, and it's for her to be like, nah, forget that. Twisted Emo says, bro, my art teacher said that I gotta add a little more orange on a pumpkin painting I was doing. Then she'll accept it and grade it. Like, bro, why don't you accept it now? It doesn't have to be perfect. I know that's kind of similar to the to my old art teacher in high school as well. She didn't want to accept the painting because it was a fetus. Apparently, that offended her. Huh. Leo Lorax says, "Give me some. Here you go, bro. Here you go. Here you go, man. Here you go. Here you go. Hey, I love gummy bears, bro. They're so good. They are so good." Cosplay Idol says, "I get those gummy bears too, but I love sour gummy worms more." Yeah, I love some sour gummy worms as well. I just haven't gotten them in a while. These were just in the fridge. These were just in the fridge, and I was starving, and I was like, dude, I need something, so I just grabbed these. Aporegi says, yes, the Jaylene might be one of my favorites too. It was good. Yes, Stand By Me. Aporeki likes Stand By Me as well, Jaylene. Twisted Han says, bro, the 80s and 90s sound so cool. Wish I lived in the 80s or 90s. Yeah, I didn't live in the 80s. I'm 34. I didn't get to live in the 80s, but I got to live most of the 90s. I was born 1991. So yeah, I basically got to live most of the 90s. A lot of stuff from the 80s still carried into the 90s. So yeah, I kind of did live in the 80s in a way then. Because we still did a lot of the things that they did in the 80s and the 90s. Go outside and play. Go to arcades. Go to the video store. Rent movies, you know? What is it called? What else did we do in the 90s? Ride bikes. Yeah, people were doing all that stuff in the 90s still. A lot of the stuff from the 80s, 70s still carried into the 90s. It wasn't until like the 2000s, like I would say like around 2005, 2006 kind of, that's when I started seeing less kids playing outside. Around 2005, 2006, that's when I started seeing less kids playing outside. And I remember because I was in middle school in 2005. I was 13 going on 14. I was 8th grade going on 9th grade. So yeah, I remember because I was always out skateboarding in the street in that time. I was always outside with my group of friends. But I did start noticing around that time that there was less groups of kids out hanging out. You know what I mean? There was less groups of kids, and then this was and this was before the internet got how it is now. You know, like this has been going on. This has been going on. So yeah, man. Yeah, the Twisted Haunts. You guys missed a lot of good stuff in those times. Clownon says, "What if I take out the dumpster with the bear cub inside?" Oh man, oh hey, dude, it'll suck. And the trash truck comes and takes the trash with the bear cub inside and takes it and throws it into the trash compactor. That'll suck. Aporeki says, "The way you grab oh, I got a burp, guys. Okay. Aporeki says, "The way you grab, most want to get nasty." What? What does that mean? That sounds weird. Oh no 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 no. Caleb says, "I love the '80s. Me too. I love the '50s. I love the '60s. So listen up, guys. These are all the time periods I love. I love the '50s, the '60s, the '70s, the '80s, the '90s, the early 2000s, and that's about it. After that, everything started sucking. Everything started sucking after that. Cosplay's honest, you're right. No, whatever. All right, Cosplay's honest says you're right. Bears are smart and dangerous. I thought I was gonna be a goner. I kid you not. Never took out that garbage again. I'll tell you that much. Yeah, bro. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, man. Hey, there's sometimes bears in California here too, bro. There's sometimes bears that come down from the mountains as well. Twisted On says, when I make my Halloween fan film, I'm gonna have this grainy effect and write a script that sounds like an '80s script. Plus, I'm gonna have Michael be hidden sometimes, lurking in shadows and stuff. Yeah, like in the original 78. Like in the original Halloween 78, Michael was in the background mostly. You didn't really see Michael in Halloween 78 until the nighttime. Like you saw him from far away, you know, when Laurie sees him in the classroom, or when she sees him behind the hedge, um, or when we get that back shot from Michael when he's looking at Laurie after she drops off the key at the Myers house. But Laurie's always the main focus in the first half of the movie. Laurie and the other side characters, Laurie and Loomis and all the other side characters are the main focus in the first half of the movie. Michael's just in the background stalking them, you know? And then when he looks at Laurie through the window in the backyard, and you don't really see Michael full body in action until the nighttime, until he follows Laurie and Annie to the Wallace and Doyle house when they're babysitting. That's when you start seeing Michael up in more upper close shots, killing people. Yeah, Michael was more of like a presence of evil in the first movie, you know. He was more of like the boogeyman hiding in the background, you know. Now he's front and center and shit, you know. But back in that first original Halloween 78, he was supposed to be like the presence of evil, like the Grim Reaper, just hiding in the background, waiting, you know, watching, waiting until it's time, like that. Twisted Han says, because Michael Myers, with a VHS grainy effect over him, makes him look scarier. Yes, you're right. Yeah, I agree with that. I totally agree with that. Twisted Hans. Yeah, that definitely gives Michael that vintage '80s, '70s look that we all love, right? Because now with the HD cameras, like, yeah, that's what I mean. I can see why some people don't think it's as scary because it's just like a plain like white mask compared to when you see shots from the old school movie with the grain effect, all those shadows, you know, you can't really see the eyes and stuff. And you know, a lot of HD also messes up a lot of film effects. You know, a lot of gore effects look more real. You know, before the advent of HD. You know, back when people used to shoot on film, you could the film, the grain from the film would make the blood and all the fake gore and stuff look more realistic, you know? That's why movies looked more real back then. Guys, listen up. That's why movies looked more real back then. That's why movies back then looked like it was like they were really happening. Like if you watch the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre 74, 75, or if you watch the original Jaws as well, those movies felt like they were really happening. Like those were real people and like that was really happening because it was all shot on film, you know, and it gave it a more realistic look. Now everything's HD, you know, the cameras are HD, so it's just like everything looks too perfect, doesn't look real, you know. If you understand what I mean. But yeah, Twisted Han says, me and my Sparky were thinking about making different prop concepts every year, like animatronic lineup concepts every year, like an animatronic lineup each year, and have a video of all their demos. That'll be cool, bro. That would be cool. That would be badass. Aporeki says, I'm gonna write a song called "Corn Kids." Corn Kids, inspired by children of the corn. Awesome. That sounds awesome, Aporeki. Caleb says, how about Bray Wyatt type of slasher that kills jerks? That'll be cool too. That'll be cool too. That's kind of like my Halloween Ends fan film. That's kind of like my Halloween Ends fan film. That'll be badass as well. Eventually, we'll do something like that too. Just it on says, so poison props made a werewolf tree attack prop where two trees move to the side and a wolf pops out. Another one, except it's a pumpkin monster instead of a wolf. That sounds wicked. That sounds wicked as hell, dude. Aporiki says, I'll be covering People Are Strange and Psycho Killer. People Are Strange by the Doors? Aporiki, which people are strange? By the Doors? The one that goes, people are strange when you're a stranger. Faces look ugly when you're alone. That song by the Doors? Aporiki, people are strange by the Doors, right? And yes, I know Psycho Killer by the Talking Heads. But you didn't mention what band where people are strange. Is it the Doors? The Doors song? Twisted On says, I thought of a concept where two trees move to each side, and it's a big bear that lunges out of the wolf, and pumpkin monster pops about eight. And pumpkin monster props were about 8 to 9 feet tall. I think the bear is about 12 feet tall. That's a huge bear, bro. That is a huge bear. We need some more bear horror movies. Remember Cocaine Bear? Castellano says, you watched the overview about the Halloween game? Yes, I saw it. 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 I saw it on Instagram yesterday. I saw it on Instagram yesterday. Castellano says, I'm glad it was the bear cub in the dumpster instead of the mother. Wouldn't be here if she was there for sure. If that's for sure, yeah, dude. I'm glad too, man. I'm glad too, brother. Twisted On says my dog looks like a bear cub because he's an exotic bully and breed, so he's nothing but a fat dog that lays and sleeps and eats all day. My dad thought he was a tough dog, but nope, he's a softie. Huh? Yeah, dogs do look like bears, bro. I used to have a fat dog named Thomas as well. Rest in peace. When he used to sit down on his butt, like literally, he used to sit like on his butt with his legs open like a person, and he used to look down like that. He looked like a bear. He looked like a bear too, as well. I don't know if do bears and dogs share any like DNA or something. TCK Gaming says, "Hello, what's up, TCK Gaming? The stream is really quiet. How you doing, TCK Gaming? How's the stream quiet? How you doing, TCK Gaming? Love to see you here on the chat. Love to see you here on the chat here on another episode. Well, here's actually our first episode of Slasher Fridays here on the channel, bro. Please smash the thumbs up, yeah, TCK Gaming. Please smash the thumbs up, yeah, TCC. Get us up to 23, bro. Please, so more people could join us here on the live. Please, TCCK Gaming, please smash the thumbs up and let us know how you spent your Friday so far. Apple Reggie says, I hope you will all enjoy my song when it releases. Yes, we will, Apple. Yes, we will. Apple Ricky says, yes, by the Doors. Awesome, cool. I love the Doors. My dad showed me that band when I was a kid, and now I love them. TCK Gaming says, I love the Doors. They got me into music first. Yeah, yeah. I love the Doors as well, bro. Like I said, my dad showed me mostly all the rock music that I love. He showed me the Doors, the Beatles, Deep Purple, the Ramones, Nirvana, a lot of the grunge stuff from the 90s. My dad liked a lot of 70s stuff too, Kiss, all that shit. Yeah. TCK Gaming says, my spring break just started. That's awesome, TCC. That's awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome. All right, just because your spring break just started, I'm going to mark this as the beginning of my spring break as well. Hell yeah, bro. We're going to have an awesome spring break here on the channel. I'm gonna try my best to have something up for Myers Monday. I've been lagging because I've been trying to finish Halloween Ends. I've been busy with my band, doing stuff on our music channel. We're also practicing for a show next month. I'm also getting prepped for my Scream fan film. I'm also gonna be doing my friend's film as well. So yeah, so I'm gonna try my best to have a Myers Monday video here on Monday. I'm gonna try my best to have more videos throughout this week, especially since the spring break. I'm gonna try to have my best to have more like long form content out. Because like going live is good, but you also need videos. You also need to upload videos from time to time. Spaceano says dogs and bears probably share some DNA. Both stay in families and play fight with their siblings. Yeah, that is true. That is true. You're right, Cosplay. TCK Gaming says, hell yeah. Hell yeah, TCK Gaming. Glad to hear you're happy, man. Hell yeah. Apariki says, I hate people when they're not polite. Psycho killer. Caleb says, I once made a horror script about a killer octopus woman inspired by the villain from Little Mermaid. Ursula? That would be wild, bro. That would be wild. That would be cool. You should do something with it, man. You should do something with that script, man. You should do something with that script. Castellano says, imagine a horror movie, Animal Kingdom movie where the planet is in danger. That would be crazy. That would be crazy and original. That would be crazy and original, Castellano. Very original, actually. Hold on, guys. Gotta chew some gummy bears. Twisted Han says, I saw a video where a girl is holding a blanket up in front of her two dogs. She tosses a blanket in the air and quickly runs away to make it look like she disappeared. Ah, that's crazy. Yeah, that's pretty funny. Tusadan says, then the two dogs stop jumping for a moment, then they stare at each other before they attack each other. Oh, what the heck? That's crazy. That's crazy. I'm not actually. If that's animal cruelty, I don't support that. Hey, Twisted Hans, is it like some animal cruelty stuff though? Is she making them fight each other or what? Or is it just like some kind of joke? Aporeki says the remake of Children of the Corn and Cabin Fever were pointless. Very pointless, Aporeki, I agree. Very pointless. Cosmizano says zombie tigers, gorillas, lions, and other wild animals attacking the planet. That'd be cool. Who would be in charge? Who would be the main animals? The lions or the monkeys? Twisted Hunt says, I mean, it was probably playful, like they were blaming each other for making it. Oh, okay, I get you. I get you now. I get you now. I thought it was on some animal cruelty stuff, man. I was like, whoa, bro. Lomnom says the dogs should turn against the deceiver and tag team her like Michael and Corey. Yeah, huh? That'd be funny. That'd be funny. All these animals are definitely lions, as it's king of the jungle, right? Yeah, that's why I said lions first. Why not? Why not gorillas though? Why not gorillas and apes like in Planet of the Apes? Wicked Milk says, can't wait to play the Halloween game. Yeah, it's gonna be sick. I heard. It's gonna be sick. I heard. Poriki says, imagine a comedy version of Halloween. Yeah, Halloween's a pretty serious movie, huh? Yeah, that would be interesting to see some comedy in Halloween. They try to have some comedy in the new Blumhouse trilogy with Allison's dad saying some cringy ass shit. Huh. All right, guys. All right, we're finally gonna look at the Halloween game. All right, let me see. Let me see. Cloudnown says movie was mid. Cloudnown, what movie was mid? What movie was mid? Cloudnown. Twisted On says, I thought of an animatronic concept where a little girl gets pulled underneath a bed like a monster pulled her under, and I'm calling it Boogeyman Taker. That sounds cool. That sounds cool as hell. Wicked Milk says, laughing my ass off. The only comedy I remember was in Resurrection, but it was cheesy as fuck though. Huh. Zano says, I don't think humans could survive a wild zombie animal apocalypse had it been real. We'd stand no chance even with the weapons we have. Yeah, that's probably true. TCK Gaming says, hoping to cosplay Tiny Firefly from House of a Thousand Corpses Midsummer Scream. The super tall dude. Yeah, that would be cool, bro. That'd be awesome. Caleb Hall says a demon eater bunny horror movie. That would be cool. I kind of want to make a Easter bunny a horror movie with a guy in an Easter bunny suit and an axe. Clowno says Primate got nerfed by plot armor and a piece of wood. Right? I still like Primate though. It was fun. Apple Ricky says Easter bunny killer been used a lot of times. I'll make it my own way though. I'll make it my own way. Cloud says mostly a film to show off effects with no meaningful writing or story. What, Primate? Alright, guys, hey, we're going to check out the Halloween game. Alright, I know some of you guys wanted to see the Halloween game playthrough. That new video that came out. Check it out. Check it out, guys. This is the new Halloween game. It's the new Halloween game. Check it out, guys. Look at that, the new Halloween game. This is that new one that came out. The Popeye horror movie was S. Yeah, I haven't seen it yet, but it looks crappy. Wicked Milk says, bro, the kills are gonna be so sick in the game. Holy. Cloudno says, will they have H40 skin per household? It looks like the first run. I don't know, but I know they are gonna have Dr. Loomis. They're saying you're gonna be able to play as Dr. Loomis. They're saying you could be Dr. Loomis. Cosplays Auto says, what about someone dressed in an Easter egg as killer in a horror film? As an Easter egg, that would be cool. That would be cool. That would be cool. Castellano as an Easter egg. Literally as the Easter egg. That would be funny. And the H40, I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna have the H40 look. I don't know about that yet. They should let you play as Corey. Dude, they should let you play as Corey Cunningham. They should let you play as Corey Cunningham, yo. Twisted Hans. I have some friends what made Michael scary. A lot of them gave me reasons why, and I agree. But one of them said his name is Michael, and that kind of made me laugh. Just because his name is Michael, he's scary. Caleb says a satanic cult killing the world. Movie idea sounds good. Yeah, that does sound good too. That sounds really good, actually, dude. Aporeki says Kane Hodder is playing Michael. Oh yeah, huh? Yeah, I heard about that as well. Cloudnow says the model is better than Dead by Daylight. You think so? Castellano says Michael Myers will be able to hide bodies for jump scares and hide himself to surprise attack you. That's cool. Cloudhouse said Dead by Daylight model looks like the Madman 78. I think this one from this game looks like the Trick or Treat Studio 78 mask. Castellano says the jump scares will hit different. They sure will, bro. Hell yeah. Damn, bro, there's a lot of preview for the game. There's a lot. Can't believe we're getting this much. Look at that. Twisted Han says, I'm still thinking of a title, huh? Get one, bro. Think of one, bro. Think of one. Think of one. You got this, man. Wicked Milk says the Dead by Daylight model was mid. I think I like this one more. I think this model looks more like the Tots mask. Wicked Milk, doesn't this model look more like the Tots mask? Dude, check out pictures of this model for the new game. And then compare it to the Tots mask, the 78 Tots mask. Dude, it looks just like it. Just like the Tots mask in this game. Klobnom says, will Tots release a Halloween the game mask? Uh, prob, uh, probably Sabini Michael. I don't know, but that would be cool. That would be cool. That would be cool if they got the licensing to release a new mask because of the game, right? A new 78 version because of the game. But I don't know if they will because I remember they tried making the flashback mask available and they weren't able to. Tots. I remember reading somewhere that they did want to release the flashback mask as well from Halloween Kills, but due to some licensing reasons, they couldn't. You know, probably because they already have the Halloween 78 mask rights. So I don't know if the licensing would be different though, but I did hear a rumor that they wanted to release the Tots wanted to release a version of the Halloween Kills flashback mask, but they didn't end up doing it. Twisted On says, think you skipped my message. It's before the message when I said, I'm still thinking of a title. No, I read it. I read it. I read it, Twisted Hans. I read it. I read it. Oh, no, no, no. Emo Nerd Girl says, "Hey, what's up, Emo Nerd Girl? How you doing? How you doing? Glad to see you here on the channel. Another episode of horror. No, no, today's actually our first episode of Slasher Fridays here on the channel. Today's actually our first episode of Slasher Fridays here on the channel. Emo Nerd Girl, please smash the thumbs up. Emo Nerd Girl, please smash the thumbs up. Get us up to 24, please, please. So more people can see this live stream. Hey, Twisted Emo, I can't find the message, dude. I can't find the message. Could you just retype it? Twisted Emo, I can't find the message. Look, Loomis, guys, Loomis, look. Loomis. Twisted Emo, could you retype your message, please, bro? Caesano says Halloween 4 house where they had a rooftop scene could be a cool map. A map location is H2O Halloween 18 would be cool implemented. Yes, that would be cool too if they add stuff from other movies, right? Cloud now says looks like they nerfed Michael in the trailer as well. Huh? Why? I didn't see it. Emo Nerd Girl says Billy hair. Yes, finally, right? I gotta let it grow out. Twisted Han says so probably companies don't need license to do slasher props and stuff because it's all custom made props, not retail. Okay, I get you. I get you now. I get you. Castellano says, hope we have different versions of Michael Myers and potential legacy characters we already know. Jamie Lee Curtis, whoa, she wants big money. Yeah, forget her already. Yeah, her story's done anyway, pretty much at this point. Twisted Han says, sure, I'll retype it. Caleb says, heard of Latino slasher movie called Beware? No, I haven't. I haven't, Caleb Han. I'm Latino, right? And I should have heard about this, right? I should have. No, I haven't though, bro. I have not. I have not. I have not. What is it called? Latino slasher call. Oh yeah, Beware, Beware. Now I haven't seen it, but now I gotta check it out. Twisted Han says my fan film won't have any story. It's just gonna be Michael hiding in shadows, alleys, bushes, and most of it will be him wandering the neighborhood, stalking trick or treaters. That's cool, yeah. So your movie's from Michael's point of view, basically, yeah. I get you, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Because if you're following Michael, he pretty much has no story. You know, he's just doing his thing. It's the other characters that make the whole drama. You know. Imonar Girl says, I'm good, Frank. How are things with you? I'm great. I'm great, Imonar Girl. I'm doing great as well. I'm doing great as well. We're doing a new we're doing a new segment here on Fridays now. So I'm gonna be going live 3 days of the week now. Gonna be going live on Sundays, Wednesdays, and now Fridays. Today's our first episode of Slasher Fridays here on the channel. So I'll be live on Fridays now as well. So if you can't catch me on Sunday or you can't catch me on Wednesday, you can catch me Friday, you know? Wicked Milk says, yo, bro, next year I might be able to visit LA. That's cool, Wicked Milk. That's cool, bro. Glad to see you. We got to plan a fan film for next year if you come so we could shoot it while you're here. Wicked Milk, like any reason in particular? Wicked Milk, any reason in particular you might be able to come to LA? And if you do, like I said, let's get a freaking fan film going so when you're here, we could shoot it. Imonar Girl says, feeling okay? I'm feeling great. I'm feeling great. We're gonna go out to a party tonight, me and my friends. We're gonna be going out to a party tonight, me and my friends. Yeah, I'm feeling great, Imonar Girl. What about you? Twisted On says, so I'm still thinking of a title for my fan film. Awesome, bro. You'll come up with one. It's all good. It's all good. Maybe when you're right there writing your story, oh yeah, it's not gonna have a plot, right? You'll come up with one. Twisted On says, I'll make a list of the prop concept, and me and Sparky are doing this here. Awesome, bro. Hell yeah, I can't wait to see. Can't wait to see. Can't wait to see. Can't wait to see, man. Can't wait to see. All right, we got one more minute, guys, left. We got one more minute, guys. We got one more minute. We got 1 more minute, so ask any questions you have now, because I won't be going live until Sunday. We got 1 more minute. Wicked Milk says, hell yeah, bro. We can definitely do that. Also want to visit some places where movies were recorded and stuff. It'll be dope as hell. Hell yeah, bro. We'll do a whole vlog and shit on the channel and stuff. Do a whole vlog. Twisted On says, here it is. Twisted On says, crap, it won't let me type it. What's wrong? Human Girl says, sweet. Now we get to hang out 3 more days a week. Yes, awesome. Awesome. Twisted Hans, what's wrong? What do you mean it won't let you type it? What do you mean it won't let you type it, Twisted Hans? Apareki says, what would happen if... Caldizano says, talk to you later, Frank. Have fun. Time at the party. Take care, man. Take care, Cosplay. I'll see you on Sunday or whenever you decide to pop up. Apareki says, gave Linda Blair a turd with a cross in it. Ah, that is funny. That is funny. That is funny. All right, thank you so much, Hollywood Horror Film Club, Ghostface and Michael Myers collectors, for joining me here on the channel for our first episode. Hold on, let me read Twisted Hans's last message. Scarecrow, Screamer Pumpkin, Patch King, Jackal Killer, Headless Twitcher, Twisted Core, Sparky Kill, Doll Laughter, Contortionist, Freak Show Crawler, Steam, Scorched, Fallen Angel, Contorted Priest. Bye. Wicked Milk says, see ya. Awesome list, man. Awesome list. And thank you so much, Hollywood Horror Film Club, Ghostface and Michael Myers collectors, for joining me here on the channel for our first episode of Slasher Fridays. Today was episode 1. Like I always say, please like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps you out a lot in the algorithm. Smash the bell notification to be notified when I go live or upload new videos here on the channel. Hit the comments below. Share these videos and fan films and live streams with everyone you know so we continue making more horror content here as well. Also, follow me on Instagram for more horror content. And if you'd like to leave a donation to the channel, Cash App link down below as well. And if you can't do that, it's okay. Just smash the thumbs up. Wicked Milk says, is a W Friday stream, man. Yeah, man. Take care. Wicked Milk, I'll send you my email in a bit. Cloud Nom, see ya, cousin. Take care, Cloud Nom. TCC says, peace. Take care, TCC. Enjoy your Friday, guys. I'll see you on Sunday. May the force be with everyone.